In this video, we're going to learn how to put years that end in AD and BC into chronological order, or as you might know it, time order. It means the same thing. So what we're going to do, firstly, is look at how to put dates that end in AD in chronological order. Now when we're putting dates that end in AD into chronological order, we go up. So 500 AD, we'd count forward in time and go to 1000 AD, and we'd count up. The years would go up. When we're dealing with years that end in BC, we count the other way. Okay, so 1000 BC is further into the past than 500 BC because we're counting back from 0. BC means before Christ, so we take the year 0 as when Jesus was born, and in our calendar we count backwards from that date. So the bigger the number, the further into the past it'll be. So let's look at some examples so that this all makes sense. So let's look at how to put AD dates in order. Now, putting AD dates in order is very easy because all you have to do is go from the smallest number to the largest number when you're putting them into chronological order. So if we took the dates 50 AD, 60 AD, 300 AD, 1700 AD, and 1990 AD, these years are all in chronological order because we go from the smallest number to the largest number. So if we took a list that was now mixed up, and we wanted to put this list into chronological order, all we would do is take the smallest number first, which is 100. We take the next largest number, which is 400. We would take the next largest number, which is 800. Then 976. And finally 1750. And we've managed to put these dates ending in AD into chronological order, and we've managed to do that by going from the smallest number to the largest number so that the years are in order. Okay, that's how you put AD dates into order. The bigger the number, the closer it is to the current year. So what I'd like you to do now is to just put these different years that I'm going to give you into chronological order. So all I'd like you to do is to take these years and to arrange them into chronological order on a piece of paper. So if you could just pause the video now, when you play the video again, the correct answers will appear on the screen, but I'd like you to write down your answers on a sheet of paper to check that you've learnt this. Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, and that is the list in the correct chronological order. We've gone from the lowest number to the highest number. So we've gone from the year 100 AD to 500 AD. We're going forward in time to 700 AD, to 1315 AD, and to 1403 AD. We're moving forward in time. Now, when we deal with BC, things work a little bit differently. Remember, when we're dealing with BC, we're counting the other way because we're counting backwards from the year 0. Okay, so the years look a little bit different. So let's take a list of BC years and let's try and put them in order. Okay, so with BC we work the other way around. The year 5000 BC is actually the furthest into the past because it's the biggest number. Then the year 3000 BC would be the next furthest if we're counting forward in time. Okay, so we've moved forward in time by 2000 years because we count the other way with BC. Then 1400 BC, then 900 BC, and then 600 BC. So what we've done when we're dealing with BC dates is we go from the largest to the smallest number. That's how we count forward in time. BC dates, we count everything backwards. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a list of BC dates, and I'm going to ask you to put them into chronological order. Remember the rule when we're working out date years with BC. What do we do? Okay, so I'd like you to pause this video now and put these years ending in BC into chronological order. Feel free to rewind the video to remember how to do it, but remember you're going from the largest number to the smallest number with BC. Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, and that list is now rearranged into chronological order. We've gone from the biggest number to the smallest number because it's BC. Unlike AD, where we go from the smallest number to the largest number when we're putting years in order. So just to recap, as you can see, if this is a timeline where this is the furthest in the past, and then we move forward in time, past the year 0 and further on, how your years work, you count with BC years, you count from the bigger number to the smaller number until you get to 0, then AD years start, and then we start counting up to keep moving forward in time. Okay, so just remember, BC numbers, when you put them in chronological order, go from the biggest number to the smallest number, and AD years go from the smallest number to the biggest number. So now what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of a challenge to see how much you've been paying attention. I'm going to give you a list of years that end in both BC and AD. Okay, so I've given you a list of years that end in both BC and AD, and I'd like you to put them into chronological order. Now listen very carefully to this bit because I'm going to explain how to do this. Firstly, put the BC years in order. Remember the rule when we're working with BC years. Then put the AD years in order. Put them into one list, but do the BC years first with the method we discussed how to work out BC years in chronological order, and then do the AD years in how we discussed how to put AD years into chronological order, and put them into one nice list. Once you've done that, you've managed to rearrange your years into chronological order. So I'm going to pause the video now and let you have a go at putting all those years into chronological order. Remember, BC first, then AD. Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, and here's the answers. Now that was a little bit tricky, I imagine, because I haven't shown you how to do those both together. We have to take both of those skills and have a go at it and try and imagine something new. So as you can see, the BC years are now in order. We've gone from the biggest number to the smallest BC number, and then we've put the AD years in order. Now an easy way to do this, if you're a bit stuck, is to imagine them as two separate lists. If you can put BC years in order, which you did earlier in the video, then do the AD dates separately, then match them up, you've managed to put everything into the correct chronological order. So I'm going to give you another list of years to work with, and let's see if it's a bit easier the next time around. So okay, so what I've done here is I've given you 5 more years, and I'd like you to put these into chronological order. Remember, try doing BC first, then AD. So I'm going to pause the video now and let you write that down on a piece of paper, and then you've mastered this topic. Okay, and these are the correct answers. I hope you managed to get them correct. If you did, well done. If you struggled, don't worry. Just watch this video again and maybe even another time until you've got it exactly right. Well done on having a go at that, and I hope everything went well and you got all your answers correct.